until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there and welcome to CoreTV News 7 with me, Sabena Izuku. The Federal High Court has fixed January 19, 2015 for hearing in the suit filed by the People's Democratic Party seeking to unseat the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal. The case was due for hearing on Friday, but the respondents were not served the court processes on time. Justice Ahmed Mohammed adjourned the matter after listening to submission from Tambuwal's counsel, Mahmoud Magaji, and that of the House of Representatives, Jubri Kutepa, who said they needed time to respond to the court's papers. They claimed to have only received the processes from the PDP lawmaker, Mike Ahamba, on December 9th. The court clerk also informed the judge that the clerk of the House of Representatives was served on December 4th. Justice Mohammed thereafter adjourned the case until January 19th for the clerk to transit the court service to Tambuwal and the Deputy Speaker, Emeka Ihedioha. And away from that, a much talked about the APC presidential primaries have finally produced General Muhammadu Buhari as the flag bearer of the party for the 2015 general elections. The two-day event had all the aspirants slugged it with each other in a battle that has been described by many as most fierce, fairest, and credible exercise in Nigeria's political history. Frank Omalape witnessed the exercise and filed in this report.
904, 905, 906, 907.
The former military head of state polled 3,430 votes to beat other aspirants to clinch the party's ticket.
Atiku Abubakar, 954 votes. Muhammadu Buhari, 3,430 votes. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, 974 votes. Sam India Isaiah, 10 votes. And Richard Anayo Okorocha, 624 votes.
Speaking after the presentation of a certificate of return and the party's flag, Muhammadu Buhari restated his willingness to lead well and also assured that the party will be victorious in the 2015 elections.
I am ready to lead Nigeria to its rightful future. I have always served Nigeria to the best of my ability. I have always tried to give more to the nation than it has given me. This is the principle of service that has guided my public life.
Some of the party's stalwarts described the exercise as a reference point in the history of Nigerian politics.
Very powerful process to kickstart the momentum, to clear the audience table in Abuja. Understand what I said? A powerful process, a clinical process to kickstart the momentum to change mediocrity.
We want democracy in action. We want a very transparent, system. We want everybody to be satisfied at the end of the exercise to, prove that we are not out to support one candidate or the other, but we allowing a level playing ground.
Though Buhari, who had contested the presidential elections in the past without winning, will face President Goodluck Jonathan again in a presidential election that might determine the next phase of politics in Nigeria next year. Frank Omalape, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The two-day National Convention and presidential primaries of the All Progressive Congress did not produce Muhammadu Buhari alone as the winner. Trust Lagos traders as they catch on the event to record trade boom. From food vendors to shoe menders, the list is endless. Omotayo Alo was at the Teslim Balogun Stadium venue of the IPC presidential primaries and returned with this report.
One can't but marvel at this market atmosphere, no matter the size. For these traders, the major preoccupation at the event was simply to make money. And this they did in style at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere. While delegates of the All Progressives Congress across the country were kept busy with the important business of deciding who the party's candidates will be for the 2015 presidential election, these traders maximized the opportunity to make some quick money.
Even in my shop, the money that I make in these 2 days, I don't think that I will make it in my shop, actually. But the price that I sold it at a cheaper rent because I need money. And you know, December is coming, so I need to travel and bring other goods.
Well, summer is still long yesterday. It's still big customer today. And the market is fine. Now it's sell market 100 naira less.
This phone battery charger was smart enough. It took advantage of the occasion to double its service charge.
When there's no program, I charge 50, but now there's program, a lot of demand comes, so I switch to 100 naira per either battery or phone.
However, like Oliver Twist, the somewhat greedy traders want a repeat of such event, but every day, it is said, cannot be Christmas. Even as they smile to the banks without paying rent for space used, the mess created by the activities became the burden of officials of the Lagos State Waste Management Agency.
Aside from the primary elections holding in this area, Lagosians have also taken advantage of the business opportunity lying in this area. While some say they've made enough money for their pockets at this event, they are so excited that such events could continue. But beyond the economic boom and lots of cash they have in their pockets, they wish that the decision made in this place would make Nigeria a whole lot better than what it used to be. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Jonathan has finally laid to rest speculations on the fate of his deputy Namadi Sambo by picking him as his running mate for the 2015 presidential election. Jonathan made the announcement shortly after he was ratified as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party at a special convention in Abuja. He argued that he has done enough to earn a second term, while suggesting that the opposition is a group of desperate power seekers with empty promises.
The delegates came from all parts of the country, but unlike previous PDP primaries, only one aspirant, Goodluck Jonathan, was running for the party's ticket. In spite of this, he still needed the endorsement of delegates to fly the party's flag on February 14 next year. But first, delegate had to decide the fate of Adamu Mwazu as party chairman.
We are true allegiance to the People's Democratic Party, and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend.
Allowing to the decision taken at the 66th meeting of the National Executive Committee of the party to unanimously adopt President Goodluck Jonathan as the sole candidate for the 2015 presidential election in recognition of his stellar performance and outstanding representation.
Soon it was the turn of the president, with delegates expected to vote either yes or no. At the end, Jonathan got a resounding endorsement. All 2,812 delegates ratified his candidacy. In his acceptance speech, he chose his deputy Namadi Sambo again as running mate.
and a president will be running mate. You have presidential candidate once again. With your continued support, and the blessing of God Almighty, Vice President Sambo and I will campaign together to win another resounding victory.
And also gave an insight into PDP's campaign strategy.
The choice before Nigerians in the coming election is very, very simple. The choice between going forward or going backward. Between the new ways and the old ways. Between freedom and repression. Between the record of peaceful achievement and beneficial reform and desperate power seekers with empty promises.
And just like the president, many PDP delegates do not seem bothered about the APC, the leading opposition party.
Oh, I think we're going to go out there to sell to the people that we've got better ideas in how to run Lagos, in how to meet the aspirations of the people, irrespective of their socio-economic status.
But so far, so good. We are doing very well at the tribunal. Our places are becoming overwhelming, and it's clearer by God's grace we receive a mandate from the APC riggers.
Well, I'm from the northeast. You understand? Those that wants to even come, when they had opportunity, what did they do to the northeast?
All political parties in Nigeria, APC inclusive, is only copying what the PDP has brought in democratic process in Nigeria.
Now that President Jonathan's candidacy has been ratified, at the same time, the APC was electing its presidential candidate. The stage is now set for political campaigns ahead of elections in 2 months' time. Pius Samuel, CoreTV News, Abuja.
The stage is again set for a repeat of the 2011 presidential election in what is expected to be a battle royal. The two candidates of the two biggest political parties in Nigeria will once again go before Nigerians to seek votes come 2015. The expectations as well as the stakes are high. The report.
It is a rematch of old foes. Both of them squared off in 2011 and Jonathan drew the first blood. Who will draw the second blood this time around? Buhari, a former military head of state and retired general, has been the biggest bone in the ruling party's throat since 2003, when he first ran in the presidential race. Then he faced former President Olusegun Obasanjo in what was expected to be a very tough election. But at the end of the day, Obasanjo defeated him in what observers described as a sham of an election, while PDP scored 24,456,140 votes, representing 61.94% of the ballot. Buhari, as the candidate of All Nigerian People's Party, got 12,710,022, representing 32.19%. Buhari went to court, but also lost in the legal battle. In 2007, Buhari ran again on the ticket of ANPP, this time coming against his kinsman, Umaru Yar'Adua. Again, he lost, scoring 6,605,299, representing 18.72%, while Yar'Adua got 24,638,063 votes, representing 69.82%. Buhari challenged the result but lost in his case in court. In 2011, Buhari gave it another shot, this time as the candidate of the Congress for Progressive Change, CPC. He faced Jonathan for the first time, and while he did very well in the core north, Jonathan beat him around in the south and north central. Jonathan had 22,495,187 votes, representing 58.89%, while Buhari secured 12,214,853 votes, representing 31.98%. There was violence in parts of the north as results were being awaited, and hundreds of people lost their lives in the process, most notably members of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. He went to court and lost again. They are now going to have a rematch on February 14, 2015. This is Buhari's fourth attempt. He has failed thrice. Will he make it full-time lucky? The supporters are hopeful for the first time. The opposition in Nigeria is united.
Three major opposition parties came together to form APC, thereby giving Buhari a broader national base than in the previous elections. The die is cast come 2015. And away from that, the Kwara State PDP governorship primaries, which was marred with violence and accusations of fraud, has been reconducted. The National Assembly, Simon Sule Ajibola, clinched the party ticket ahead favourites Gbemi Saraki and Dele Belgore. Correspondent Rashid was there and filed in this report.
The rescheduled governorship primary started late in the night, while voting commenced around 2 a.m. It was, however, a keen competition between the aspirants, where the senator representing Kwara South Senatorial District, Simeon Ajibola, emerged the winner.
By the voting in the Guba primaries of Kwara State, I, Governor Gabriel Suswam, hereby announce Senator Simeon S. Ajibola, who, having scored the highest vote of 144, has become a clear winner in the Guba primaries conducted here this morning.
Dele Belgore and Gbemi Saraki polled 132 and 113 votes, respectively. The election, according to Simeon Ajibola, is victory to all, as some contestants also say Ajibola's governorship bid is the project of the entire party.
All the other contestants, that in this exercise, there's no victor, no balance. We have to win, and God will make all of us winners all 2015.
I look up to the party to support the candidate to be able to win an election. Because in this matter, when we don't have a ruling party in the state, funding a campaign will be the essential burden of the party.
Owing to the boxing expertise exhibited by delegates in the botched Congress, Governor of Benue State Gabriel Suswan says the transparent process of the primaries is a signal that something good is coming from the PDP.
You can see that it is highly transparent, and the person who scored the highest is being declared the winner. And so, for the Dapton Thomases, something good has come out of Kwara PDP. At least primaries have been conducted transparently. There is no person protesting here because every person have accepted the outcome.
With the emergence of Senator Simon Ajibola as the flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party in Kwara State, the stage is now set and the die is now cast as he will slug it out with Abdel Fattah Ahmed in the 2015 gubernatorial election. And how this is going to play out in the election, the game begins now. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilori.
The Minister of State for Defense, Musiliu Obanikoro, has gone to court to seek redress over his loss at the recent governorship primaries of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos. Obanikoro revealed through his Twitter handle that he has taken his case to the Federal High Court in Abuja after he did not receive a response to his appeal from the PDP National Secretariat. According to him, the 48-hour timeline set out by the party in its electoral guideline has elapsed, and he has no choice but to challenge the outcome of the primaries in court. No dates have been fixed for the hearing. We'll take a short break, and when we return, there will be more news for you. Just stay with us.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical. Women being so powerful, yet have few grounds in decision-making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
Welcome back to the news. For more news updates, you can reach us on a social media platform on facebook.com/CoreTV News and on Twitter @CoreTV News NG, on our YouTube, youtube.com/CoreTV Space and the news. A twin bomb blast has again hit the ever-busy Terminus Market in Jos, the Plateau capital. The explosions were said to have occurred late afternoon as people were preparing to go home around 6 p.m. local time, though no official statement has been made so far on the cause of the bombing or the casualty figure. The bombing occurred near the site of the similar one in May that led to the death of many, and it was at a time when the area was not as busy as it usually is. We'll keep you posted on that story in our subsequent bulletin. And away from that story, just registered emergency workers in Jos have put the death toll from Thursday twin bomb attack at 32. Officials of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, disclosed this at the end of a rescue operation in the aftermath of the bomb attack. NEMA spokesman and North Central Zonal, Johanna Adu, added that about 47 people also sustained injuries and were receiving treatment. Thursday bombing came exactly 1 week after security forces discovered and defused explosives around the Laranto market in Jos. And away from that, the United States has described the latest bombing in Kano State and Jos as senseless attacks on innocent people. The Jos bombing killed scores of people and injured several others barely 24 hours after two female suicide bombers struck a textile market in Kano. The U.S. says in a statement posted on its website of its diplomatic mission in Nigeria that it was saddened by the loss of lives. The Americans, whom the Nigerian authorities claim had not shown enough support for the war against insurgency, however, added that they remain committed to supporting Nigeria in a struggle to stop Boko Haram and associated terrorist groups. As the controversy over the publication of his autobiography rages amidst a confiscation order by an FCT Federal High Court, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has appealed the order given by the court that security agents, including the police and men of the Department of State Service, to confiscate his latest autobiography, My Watch. The judge, Valentine Ashi, gave the order after the ex-president went ahead on Tuesday in Lagos and presented the book to the public, disobeying the court's restraining injunction. The decision by the former president to appeal was prompted by the 21-day ultimatum given him by the court to explain why he should not be punished for flouting a restraining order. The chairman of Mobilization and Organization Committee, People's Democratic Party, Southwest, Mr. Buruji Kashamu, had instituted a legal action against some sections of the publication of the book. Obasanjo filed the appeal through his legal team, led by Boyega Oyewole, challenging the confiscation order, citing 10 grounds to support the appeal and arguing that the trial judge erred in his ruling. The former president also released a statement signed by him in Abeokuta, where he said he did not dare the judiciary, as widely interpreted by media reports. Outside Nigeria, Russian President Vladimir Putin held talks Thursday with India's new Prime Minister as sanctions hit Moscow, seeks to strengthen energy, defense and strategic ties in Asia. Putin seeks to advance nuclear power, oil and natural gas, and even diamond deals with long-standing ally India on his first visit since Prime Minister Narendra Modi swept to power in May. The president is seeking new markets for Russia's natural resources as its economy reels under U.S. and EU sanctions over its back-end of an uprising in Ukraine and annexation of Crimea. Putin and Modi shook hands and smiled for the cameras on the steps of a former palace in New Delhi before heading inside for talks. Putin is expected to focus on boosting two-way trade, which stands at just $10 billion a year despite strong ties that date back to the 1950s after the death of Stalin. Since coming to power, Modi has sought closer ties with U.S. President Barack Obama, who has accepted an invitation to join India's Republic Day celebration in January. But India opposes joining Western sanctions against Russia and is likely to disregard a caution from Washington that now is not the right time to do business with Moscow. And that wraps up the news at 7. Do join us on our primetime news at 9:45 p.m. From me and the news crew, we say many thanks. I am Sabina Izuku, and thank you very much indeed.